My wife left me, admitted to a 4-year affair. Now she wants back. But I just found something. 3 weeks ago, my wife, Clara, told me she needed time to breathe. No argument, no slammed doors. Just cold, quiet words over coffee while our 8-year-old daughter, Mia, colored at the kitchen table. Clara kissed Mia's head, wheeled her suitcase to the door, and left. No goodbye for me. I spent the first week blaming myself. Maybe I worked too much. Maybe I forgot to listen when she talked about her job. Maybe I wasn't the husband she deserved. I rearranged my schedule, took Mia to school every morning, and texted Clara photos of our daughter's ballet recital. Rehearsals, no response. Then, last night, she came back. It was 1:17 a.m. Mia was asleep upstairs. Clara stood on the porch, her face streaked with mascara, shivering in a sweater I'd bought her for our anniversary. She didn't ask to come in, she just said it. I cheated on you, Daniel. For 4 years, with someone from work. 4 years. Mia was 4 when it started. Clara was still breastfeeding. I remember her crying in the shower because motherhood felt like a cage. I took paternity leave to help. I woke up for midnight feedings. I thought we were a team. But Clara said she was bored. Bored of me. Bored of our life. The affair was a distraction. She swore it was over now. Swore she'd end it for good. Go to counseling. Fight for us. She cried harder when I didn't hug her. I didn't sleep. I sat at the kitchen table until sunrise, staring at Mia's half-finished puzzle. A zoo scene. Lions, elephants, a bright yellow sun. Clara loved puzzles. We'd stay up late doing them after Mia was born, laughing when the baby monitor crackled. This morning I called in sick to work, dropped Mia at school. Drove to the storage unit where Clara's old office stuff has been sitting since she quit her job last year. I don't know why I went. Maybe to punish myself. Maybe to find proof that the last decade wasn't a lie. But I found something else. Tucked under a box of her college textbooks was a sealed envelope, addressed to me, in Clara's handwriting. The postmark was dated 3 years ago. It was never sent. Inside was a letter. Daniel, I need to tell you something. I've made terrible choices. It's not just him. The rest was scribbled. Out. Black ink. Furious loops, like she'd stabbed the paper. Underneath, in shaky letters, I'm sorry. I can't do this. Not just him. There's more. There's always more. The letter shook in my hands. Not just him. The words pulsed like a heartbeat. I sat on the dusty floor of the storage unit, the fluorescent light flickering overhead, and read it again. And again. 3 years ago. 3 years ago, Clara wrote. 3 years ago she almost told me. Almost. I drove home in a daze. Mia's car seat sat empty in the back. Her stuffed unicorn slumped against the window. Clara bought it for her 6th birthday. Every princess needs a magical steed, she'd said, winking at me. Now all I could think was, who were you texting? When you bought it? Who were you laughing with? The house felt hollow. I poured coffee I didn't drink and stared at Clara's side of the couch. The throw pillow she'd sewn herself. Live, laugh, love, in cursive, now fraying at the edges. She'd pricked her finger making it. I bandaged her hand. That was 7 years ago. 2 years into the affair. My phone buzzed. Clara, Daniel, please. We need to talk. For Mia. I didn't reply. Instead, I walked upstairs to Mia's room. Her bed was unmade. Her dinosaur posters peeling at the corners. Under her pillow, I found her iPad, the one Clara gave her last Christmas. For educational games, she'd said, but Mia barely used it. I typed in her password, Mia123, and opened the browser. History. Search history. How to make dad happy again. What to do when parents fight. Is it my fault mom left? My throat tightened. I closed the iPad, tucked it back under her pillow, and sat on her floor, clutching my knees like a kid. That's when I saw it. A pink, glittery notebook peeking out from under her bed. Mia's diary. She'd started it after Clara left, she told me. It's for secrets, Daddy. Like, spy! I shouldn't have opened it. But I did. Page 1. Mommy's gone. Daddy cries when he thinks I'm asleep. I heard him yelling at the phone. I want to fix it, but I don't know how. Page 3. Today at school, Jaden said his mom has a new boyfriend. He lives in their house now. What if Mommy has a boyfriend? What if she never comes back? Page 5. I saw Mommy yesterday. She picked me up from school but didn't come inside. She smelled like perfume, not hers. She said it's a grown-up secret. My stomach dropped. She picked her up? Clara swore she hadn't seen Mia since she left, swore she'd respected my boundaries. I flipped to the last entry. Page 8. Mommy has a new friend. His name is Nick. He has a dog. We fed it ice cream. Mommy said not to tell Daddy. It's our special thing. But I don't like secrets anymore. Ice cream. A dog named Nick. Clara didn't just come back for me. She came back because her other lives, were collapsing. I drove to Mia's school an hour early, sat in the parking lot watching the playground. The bell rang. Kids spilled out. Mia skipped toward the crosswalk, her backpack bouncing. Clara stood under the oak tree, sunglasses hiding her eyes. A man stood beside her, tall, wearing a gray hoodie. He handed Mia an ice cream cone. Mia smiled. Clara kissed his cheek. I stepped out of the car. The ice cream slipped from Mia's hand when she saw me. It splattered on the sidewalk, pink vanilla pooling around her shoes. Clara froze. The man, Nick, stepped back, hands raised like I'd pulled a gun. Daniel, Clara said, her voice sharp. This isn't what it looks like. Mia ran to me, her small arms wrapping around my legs. Daddy, I'm sorry. Mommy said it was okay. I picked her up, holding her tight. She buried her face in my neck, trembling. You told me you hadn't seen her, I said to Clara. You swore. Clara's sunglasses slid down her nose. Her eyes were red, swollen. I needed to check on her. You weren't answering my calls. Nick is just a friend. Nick shoved his hands into his hoodie. Pockets. Yeah, man. Clara's been stressed. I've been helping her sort stuff out. Stuff, I repeated. Mia's tears soaked into my shirt. What stuff? The affair? The lies? Or the part where you're playing house with my daughter? Clara flinched. Don't do this here. Parents were staring. A teacher hovered near the playground, pretending not to eavesdrop. I carried Mia to the car, buckling her into the back seat. She clutched her unicorn, silent. Clara followed. Daniel, please. Let's talk somewhere else. I turned on her. Who is he, Clara? Another distraction? Or was the 4-year affair not enough? Her face crumpled. You don't understand. None of this was supposed to happen. I tried to end it. 3 years ago, I snapped. When you wrote that letter, the one you never sent, the one where you said it wasn't just him, she went pale. You went through my things? You left them in a storage unit next to our wedding photos. Mia whimpered. Daddy, stop yelling. Clara reached for her. Baby, I'm sorry. I stepped between them. Don't touch her. You don't get to play mommy now. Nick lingered by his car, a black SUV with out-of-state plates. He looked uneasy, guilty. I memorized the license number. That night, Mia cried herself to sleep. I sat on the edge of her bed, stroking her hair, humming the lullaby Clara used to sing. You are my sunshine. The words tasted like ash. When Mia finally drifted off, I crept downstairs. My laptop glowed in the dark. I searched Nick's plates. Registered to a Nicholas Carter in Vermont, a 2-hour drive away. But Clara never mentioned Vermont, never traveled there. Her affair, she'd said, was with a co-worker from her old marketing job. Nick wasn't a co-worker. I dug deeper, found his Facebook profile, private. But his profile picture, a blurry shot of a golden retriever. Ice cream, Mia's diary had all said. A dog named Nick. Under the kitchen sink, I found Clara's emergency vodka, untouched for years. I drank straight from the bottle. The burn steadied me. Then I called the only person who might know the truth. Clara's older sister, Rachel. They hadn't spoken in years. A falling out over money, Clara said. Rachel answered on the third ring. Daniel, it's midnight. I need answers, I said. About Clara, she sighed. I warned you, didn't I, at your wedding? I said she'd break your heart. Who's Nick? Silence. Then, how do you know about Nick? The room tilted. So it's true. Daniel, listen to me. Clara's complicated. After her first marriage. First marriage? The bottle slipped from my hand, thudding on the carpet. Shit. You didn't know. 2 days later, Clara showed up at 7 a.m. with a cardboard box. Her hair was unwashed, her jeans stained. She thrust the box at me. Here, take it. It's everything. I didn't let her inside. What's this? Proof. Her voice cracked. Texts, emails, photos, all of it. Read it, hate me. But let me see Mia. I set the box on the porch. Rachel told me about your first husband. Clara stiffened. That has nothing to do with us. You were married at 20, to a guy named Nick. Lasted 8 months. Sound familiar? She stared at the box. It's not the same Nick. Bullshit. Daniel, I swear. You've been lying since the day I met you. You lied about your job, your past. Mia, don't you dare! Her scream startled a neighbor's dog. I have never lied about Mia. I opened the box. Inside were stacks of printed emails, screenshots of texts, a USB drive. At the bottom, a faded photo of Clara and Nick, younger Nick, grinning on a beach, dated 15 years ago. Clara hugged herself. I married him when I was young and stupid. He was abusive, controlling. I left, changed my name, started over. Rachel helped me. And the Nick from the school? The one feeding my daughter? Ice cream? A coincidence. Same name, different person. He's just someone I met at a support group. Support group? For people who've been through what I went through. She wiped her nose. I needed to talk to someone who understood. I laughed bitterly. So you talked to Nick and brought him around our daughter? I didn't plan it. Mia saw us together at the park. She wanted ice cream. I didn't think. You never think. I shoved the box toward her. Get off my porch, Clara. She didn't move. The affair, it wasn't about you. I was scared. After Mia was born, I felt trapped. Like I was back with him. The old Nick. I panicked. The guy from work. He made me feel in control. But I ended it. I swear. For 4 years? It wasn't constant. Just sometimes. When I couldn't breathe, Mia appeared at the top of the stairs, rubbing her eyes. Mommy? Clara sobbed. Hi, baby. I blocked her path. Go! Now! As she turned, I noticed a bruise on her wrist. Purple. Finger-shaped. Later that day, the USB drive held videos. Clara's voice, shaky, confessing to a camera. Day 1. Of therapy. Dr. Bennett says I need to be honest, so here goes. I cheated on Daniel. His name is Ryan. He's a graphic designer at the firm. It started at a conference. I told him I was single. It was easy. Fun. But then Mia got sick last year. Pneumonia. I stayed at the hospital for days. Ryan texted me. You're ignoring me. Daniel was asleep in the chair next to Mia's bed. I realized I'm a monster. Another video 6 months later. Ryan's wife called me. She knows. I hung up. Changed my number. Daniel thinks I'm working late. I'm sitting in a parking lot crying. I want to tell him. But Mia, she can't lose her family. The last video, dated 3 weeks before Clara left. I'm pregnant. Ryan's, I told him. He said to get rid of it. Daniel would notice. I don't know what to do. I can't. The video cut off. That night a storm rolled in. Thunder shook the windows. Mia crawled into my bed, clutching Mr. Unicorn. Daddy, is Mommy a bad guy? No, baby. She's just lost. Can we help her find her way back? I kissed her forehead. I don't know. My phone lit up. Unknown number. A voicemail. Daniel, it's Rachel. Clara's in trouble. The Nick from her past. He's here, in town. She's scared. Call me. Outside, a car engine rumbled. Headlights pierced the rain. The headlights died. A car door slammed. Mia clung to me, her small fingers digging into my arm. Daddy, who's that? Stay here, I whispered, tucking her under the blankets. I grabbed the baseball bat from the closet and crept downstairs. Rain lashed the windows. Through the peephole, I saw a figure hunched on the porch. Rachel. Her blonde hair was plastered to her face, her jacket soaked. I opened the door. What the hell are you doing here? She pushed past me, dripping onto the rug. He's here, Daniel. Nick, the real Nick, Clara's ex. Where's Clara? Gone. She called me an hour ago, hysterical. Said he followed her from the gas station. She's hiding at my place, but he knows where I live. I came here to warn you. Mia appeared on the stairs, Mr. Unicorn dangling from her hand. Aunt Rachel? Rachel forced a smile. Hey, sweet pea. Go back to bed, okay? Grown-up stuff. Thunder boomed. Mia flinched. I carried her to the couch, wrapped her in a blanket, and turned on cartoons. Low volume. Bright colors. Distraction. Rachel paced. Clara's a mess. She thinks Nick wants revenge. He got out of prison 6 months ago. Domestic violence charges. She never told you? She never told me she was married, I hissed. She was scared after what he did to her. Rachel hesitated, glancing at Mia. He's dangerous, Daniel. If he finds her, why come to me? Call the cops. She won't let me. Says they'll take Mia if they find out about her past. Or the affair. Or the pregnancy. The word hung in the air. Mia giggled at the TV, oblivious. The baby, I said quietly. Did she? Miscarriage. At 14 weeks. Ryan drove her to the clinic. She didn't want you to know. The room spun. I gripped the edge of the couch. All those nights Clara claimed she was working late. All the time she came home hollow-eyed, blaming stress. Mia tugged my sleeve. Daddy, I'm hungry. Rachel rummaged in the kitchen, finding goldfish crackers. She sat with Mia, smoothing her hair. Remember when we made snow angels last winter? Mia nodded. Mommy laughed so hard she fell down. Yeah, Rachel said softly. She did. My phone buzzed. Clara. He's outside. I can see his car. I texted back. Where are you? Rachel's apartment. 3B, please. Rachel read the texts over my shoulder. Don't go. Let the cops handle it. And if he hurts her? She made her choices, Daniel. Mia looked up, crumbs on her lips. Is Mommy okay? I knelt in front of her. I need to help her. Aunt Rachel will stay with you. No! Mia threw her arms around my neck. Don't leave. Rachel pried her off gently. Daddy's got to be a superhero, okay? He'll be back soon. The drive to Rachel's apartment was a blur. Rain smeared the windshield. I parked a block away, hood up, heart pounding. The street was empty. Apartment 3B's curtains were closed. No lights. I took the stairs 2 at a time. The door was unlocked. Clara? The apartment reeked of cigarettes. A floorboard creaked. Clara stood in the kitchen, a knife in her hand. Her face was gaunt, her eyes wild. Daniel? Where is he? Gone. For now. She dropped the knife, collapsing into a chair. He called me, said he'd take Mia, said I owed him for ruining his life. Why? She laughed, a broken sound. Because I testified against him. Got him sent to prison. He blames me. I sat across from her. You should have told me. Would you have loved me? Her voice cracked. If you knew I was damaged, that I'd already failed at marriage, at life. You didn't fail. I did. She opened her palm. A silver locket, the one I'd given her on our 5th anniversary. Inside, a tiny photo of Mia as a newborn. I wore this every day of the affair, to remind myself what I'd lose. Outside, tires screeched. Clara froze. We peered through the blinds. A black SUV, Nick's SUV, idled across the street. The driver's window rolled down. A hand flicked a cigarette butt into the rain. Clara grabbed my arm. He'll kill me! Call the police. No, He'll go after Mia. He's crazy enough to— The SUV revved, speeding toward the apartment. Clara screamed. I yanked her to the floor as headlights flooded the room. Glass shattered. The SUV plowed through the living room wall, screeching to a halt in a cloud of dust and debris. Nick stepped out, a tire iron in his hand. He was tall, bearded, with a scar splitting his eyebrow. Hello, Clara. Clara scrambled back. Stay away. Nick swung the tire iron at a lamp, shattering it. You owe me 5 years in a cage. 5 years of nothing. I lunged for the knife on the floor. Nick kicked it away, grinning. Who's this? Husband number 3? Leave him out of this, Clara shouted. Nick grabbed her hair, wrenching her head back. You'll pay, one way or another. I tackled him. We crashed into the wreckage of the couch. He swung the tire iron. I dodged, feeling the wind of it. Clara screamed, throwing a vase at his head. It missed. Sirens wailed in the distance. Nick spat. This isn't over. He fled, engine roaring as he reversed out of the shattered wall. Clara collapsed, sobbing. I pulled her to me, her body shaking. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Sorry. Cops found us like that. They asked questions we couldn't answer. The next morning, Mia ate cereal at Rachel's kitchen table, swinging her legs. Can Mommy sleep over tonight? Rachel and I exchanged a glance. Maybe, I said. Clara sat on the porch, wrapped in a blanket, sipping coffee the cops had brought her. I joined her. They'll find him, I said. Will they? She stared at the wreck of her apartment. I'm tired, Daniel. Tired of running, tired of lying. What do you want? You. Mia. A chance to fix this. I thought of the locket, the videos, the way she'd looked holding Mia's ice cream. You have to tell her, I said. Everything. Clara nodded. I will. Mia appeared in the doorway, holding her unicorn. Mommy? Can we go home? Clara's breath hitched. I don't know, baby. That's up to Daddy. Mia climbed into her lap. I want both. The sunrise painted the sky gold. Somewhere, Nick was still out there. The affair still rotted between us. The lies still whispered in the silence. But for now, Mia slept. We stayed at Rachel's for a week. Mia slept on the couch, her unicorn tucked under one arm, a kitchen knife under her pillow. For monsters, she said. Clara didn't argue. The cops found Nick's SUV abandoned in a river. No body, no fingerprints, just a blood-stained hoodie in the trunk. Clara stared at the news photo on my laptop. He's alive. He'll come back. I didn't disagree. Mia's birthday was coming up. She wanted a picnic at the zoo. With both of you, she told us, her eyes pleading. Clara looked at me. I said yes. The zoo was crowded. Mia dragged us to the lion exhibit, chattering about a school project. Clara held her hand, flinching at every shout, every sudden movement. Halfway through lunch, Mia dropped her hot dog. I have to pee. Clara stood. I'll take her. I watched them walk to the restroom, Clara's grip tight on Mia's shoulder. My phone buzzed. Unknown number. A text. Nice family. A photo followed. Me sitting at the picnic table. Taken 5 minutes ago. I spun around. Tourists. Families. A man in a baseball cap, facing away, blending into the crowd. Another text. Tell. Clara, I'm patient. I called Rachel. Take Mia. Now. She didn't ask questions. Met Clara at the restroom, claiming a Girls' Day emergency. Mia protested, but Rachel bribed her with cotton candy. Clara returned alone. What's wrong? I showed her the texts. Her face drained. He's here. We searched the zoo until closing. Found nothing. That night, Clara slept on the floor of Mia's room. I heard her whispering, I'll protect you, no matter what. Mia mumbled, Promise, promise. 3 days later, the doorbell rang at midnight. Clara was at a therapy session. For real this time, she'd said. A woman stood on the porch, late 30s, sharp green eyes, a toddler on her hip. Are you Daniel? Who are you? Lila, Ryan's wife. The name hit like a punch. Ryan. The affair. The miscarriage. She handed me a manila envelope. I filed for divorce last month. Found these in his office. Thought you should see them. Inside were photos. Clara and Ryan laughing at a cafe. Clara pregnant, her hand on her stomach. Ryan's handwriting on a sticky note. Get rid of it or I'll tell Daniel. Lila's toddler reached for me. Dada! He doesn't know I'm here, Lila said. Ryan's a coward. But your wife, she's not what you think. What's that supposed to mean? She tried to leave him. He threatened her. Showed up at your daughter's school once. Security kicked him out. My chest tightened. When? Last year, October. Mia's diary entry from October. Mommy cried in the car. Said a bad man followed us. Lila shifted her son higher. Ryan's gone. Took off. When the cops started asking about Nick. But Clara? She's still lying to you. About what? The baby. It wasn't a miscarriage. The next morning Clara found me at the kitchen table, the photos spread out. She froze. Daniel, I can explain. Did you love him? No. Then why keep the baby? She sank into a chair. At first I thought it was yours. The timing. It could have been. But when the test said otherwise, I panicked. Ryan wanted me to terminate. I almost did. But then I felt it kick. She touched her stomach, phantom pain in her eyes. I named her Grace. Lived for 2 hours. Born too early. Where is she? Cremated. I have the ashes in a necklace. She pulled a chain from under her shirt. A tiny silver vial. I couldn't tell you. You'd look at Mia differently. Like I'd ruined her too. Mia's laughter floated in from the backyard. She was chasing Rachel with a water gun. Clara gripped the vial. I wanted to be better. For her. For you. But I'm broken, Daniel. Always have been. I reached across the table. She flinched, expecting a slap. Instead, I took her hand. Cold. Trembling. We're all broken, I said. That afternoon, the knock on the door was polite. 3 soft raps. Clara opened it. Nick stood there, clean-shaven, wearing a delivery uniform. A bouquet of lilies in his hands. Hi, honey. Clara tried to slam the door. He jammed his foot in the crack. Miss me? I lunged, tackling him to the porch. He laughed, kneeing my ribs. You're dead, buddy. Clara grabbed Mia, shoving her into Rachel's arms. Run! Nick pulled a knife. You owe me, Clara. She stepped between us. Take me. Leave them alone. No, Mia screamed. Nick grabbed Clara's hair. You're coming home. A gun cocked. Rachel stood in the doorway, my hunting rifle steady in her hands. Let her go. Nick smirked. You won't shoot. Rachel fired into the air. The blast deafened us. Nick dropped Clara, scrambling back. Crazy bitch! Police sirens wailed. Nick fled, vanishing into the woods. Clara crawled to Mia, sobbing. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Mia touched her cheek. You're not a monster, Mommy. That night Clara packed a suitcase. I have to go. He'll never stop. Mia clung to her leg. Don't leave. I took the suitcase. We'll go together. Somewhere he can't find us. Clara shook her head. You'll hate me. Resent me. Maybe. But Mia needs you. And you? The question hung between us. I didn't answer. We left at dawn. Rachel waved from the porch, her son on her hip. Mia slept in the back seat, her head on Clara's lap. Somewhere in Arizona, Clara whispered, I'll tell her everything, when she's older. I kept driving. The road stretched ahead, endless and uncertain. 6 months later, we rented a small house in a town with no name, just a number. Population 1203. Mia started 3rd grade under a fake last name. Walker, she called it. Like the zombies. She didn't understand, and I didn't explain. Clara. Worked nights at a diner. I took remote IT gigs. We didn't talk much. Not about Nick, still missing. Not about Ryan, who'd fled to Canada. Not about Grace, the daughter we never buried. But sometimes, after Mia fell asleep, Clara would sit on the porch and hum, You Are My Sunshine. I'd join her. No words. Just the creak of the rocking chair and the moths circling the dim bulb. One night, she broke the silence. Do you hate me? The question felt too big for the stars. I hate what you did, but Mia, She loves you. That's not an answer. It's the only one I have. Mia's 9th birthday, she wanted a unicorn. Cake. Clara baked it from scratch, frosting smudged on her apron. Mia blew out the candles and whispered, "I wish we could go home." Clara's smile faltered. "We are home, baby." But home was a lie. A rented house, a silenced past, a family held together by a child's stubborn love. The letter, I found it in Mia's backpack, scribbled on notebook paper. "Dear Dad, I know Mommy did bad things, but she reads me stories and fixes my pancakes. When you're at work, she cries. I hug her and say it's okay. You should hug her too. Love." Mia showed it to Clara. She pressed it to her chest and sobbed. That night, I held her. Not as a husband, not as a friend, just two broken people clinging to the same wreckage. 1 year later, Nick's body was found in a collapsed mine shaft. Identification took weeks. Dental records confirmed it. Clara didn't cry. She planted sunflowers in the yard. Mia helped, dirt under her nails, singing Taylor Swift off-key. We never moved back. Never will. But last week, Mia asked for a puppy. Clara said yes. We named it Sunny. Closing message: if you've made it this far, thank you. Truly. This isn't a neat story. There's no villain monologue, no perfect redemption. Just messy, flawed people choosing each other, day after day. Maybe you're like Daniel, stuck between love and rage. Maybe you're like Clara, haunted by the past. Or maybe you're Mia, stitching your family together with band-aids and hope. Whoever you are, thank you for watching until the end. If this story resonated, check out my other videos. I share raw, real journeys about love, loss, and the secrets we keep to survive. What would you do in Daniel's shoes? And to anyone in the thick of it right now, breathe. You're not alone.